Are you done watching helplessly as your team crumbles while Zed's swarming from every angle and your DPS goes MIA?
Yeah, any form
Bean
of food.
Shakalaka.
Oh wow, I'm fully dead.
It's time to stop losing and start dominating. Let me introduce you to the Mr. Freeze build, an icy death machine that fuses Sharpshooter with an explosive M79 Carnage for the ultimate synergy build. Freeze the Horde, shatter everything, turn every Zed into a frozen trophy. This isn't just synergy, this is Carnage with style. Let's break the game. This is the #1 CC build for Hell on Earth. I promise you, this is the Mr. Freeze build. Additional, you're also going to get 110% weapon damage on top of this. You want this. You're going to be carrying your team, I promise you. At level 2, you can pick Hunter or Sniper. None of these matter. At Throwable, level 4, you want to pick up Chilling Effect. You want it max level. Enemies frozen by Crowd Grenade are frozen for 35% longer per grenade. You're going to have 4 to 5 grenades at max level. You want this. Not only that, it applies freeze. You'll see why later. Level 6, doesn't matter which one you pick, I promise you, doesn't matter. Level 8, easy prey. Deal 25% increased weapon damage to enemies that have at least one affliction. Afflictions are stumble, burn, and freeze. So every grenade, you're going to be freezing for 35% longer and doing 25% increased weapon damage. Not only that, your weapon's going to be doing freeze 100% of the time, so is your arrow, so you're going to be getting 25% increased weapon damage at all times. Plus, we all know there's firebugs still. Everyone still likes playing firebug. They're going to be doing burn damage with the Vulcan or their primary, and I promise you, that's always constant 25% increased weapon damage. You want this. Level 10, you get another grenade. At level 12, you want Sting Operation, max level. Well, arrow is in flight, gain 20% increased weapon damage. This is your ult. You want this. 20% on top of the 25 because they'll be frozen 100% of the time with the 30% increased freeze from the grenades. That's 45% weapon damage. You want that. Level 14, you want to pick up evasive maneuvers. Take 10% reduced damage while sprinting and sliding. This probably goes higher, but at the end of the day, survivability. You want it. Level 16, you want to pick up Blizzard. Crowd Grenade Explosion creates 3 Blizzard ground effects that apply freeze affliction. You're getting the 25% increased weapon damage. And because it's a grenade, you're getting 35% freeze longer. On top of that, the Blizzard lasts 8 seconds, so it's an additional 8 seconds of AoE freeze. You want that. At level 18, you want to pick up Cold Blooded. When Death's Hand is fired, your ultimate, freeze all enemies in a cone in front of you. This not only helps your team, but you also get the 25% increased weapon damage on top of the 20% because it's your ult. That's 45% increased damage. You want that. At level 20, Field Supplies. Carry 2 additional syringes, increase initial burst healing from using a syringe by 350%. More survivability, you want it. At level 2, additional grenade. That's now 4 to 5 grenades, each doing 35% increase longer freeze on top of the 8 AoE freeze on top of the 25% increased weapon damage. You want that. At level 24, Arm's Length. Killing far away enemies grants 6 gadget energy. Your gadget is your ultimate, the arrow. Not only that, you want to be far away at all times. You don't want to be close quarters with this build or this gun. I promise you. Your whole point is to CC and to protect your team. You're going to be in the back line. You're going to be proccing this ability at all times. You're going to get your ultimate 4 to 5 times in a wave on Hell on Earth. I promise you. Along with that, you're also getting the 60% increased cone with the freeze that helps your team with the 20% increase of weapon damage on top of the 25% because they'll be afflicted with freeze. That's 45% damage every time you use your ult. Like, that's a no-brainer. Pick it up. Level 26, Big Game Hunter. Deal 20% increased ballistic and cold weapon damage to large enemies and bosses. Participating in large enemy takedowns gives stacks of Big Game Hunter up to 10 stacks. Big Game Hunter deals 1.5 increased damage to large enemies and bosses each stack. You're going to be using a frozen weapon at all times. You're gonna have that 20% increased damage at all times, on top of the 25% because they'll be afflicted by freeze. So that's already 45. And if you happen to pop your ult, that's an additional 20. So that's 65 on top of the 10 stacks of 1.5, which is 15. That's 80% damage. Like, why wouldn't you want that? At level 28, you want to pick up Polar Vortex. The radius of your Blizzard or Black Ice ground effects is increased by 70%. Your Blizzard is your grenade. You're going to get 4 to 5 of them. You're going to be freezing for 35% longer. You're also going to get the 25% increased weapon damage. You'll additionally get the 20% increased damage with the additional 15, depending how many stacks you got, per big boss, which is going to help if you do freeze them. And along with that, your Blizzards are going to be freezing for 8 seconds. You want that. It's synergy. This whole build is built around synergy. Pick it up. Level 30, Frosted Tips. Arrow, your ultimate, which you're going to get 4 to 5 times a wave on Hell on Earth, I promise you. Freezes enemies on contact. Arrow deals 30% increased damage to frozen enemies. So not only are you getting a passive 30% because the arrow is going to be flying and killing whatever it is you're looking at or whatever's around you, you're also going to be freezing for your team. You're going to be applying the affliction. So you're going to get the 20% increased weapon damage because you popped your ult. You're also going to get the 25% increased weapon damage because it's a affliction that's 45%. On top of, if it happens to be a big boss or a boss, you're getting an additional 20% plus an additional 15. So that's 110% damage at all times with this build. This is perfect synergy. This is the Mr. Freeze build, the #1 CC build in the game. You can trust me just like you trusted me with the Firebug. Let's get into the actual build of the weapon. To make this Mr. Freeze build and the #1 CC build in the game work, you're going to have to use the Engineer weapon, specifically the G33. You want to pick up Freezing Grenades. Freezing Grenades, self-explanatory. You specifically want Deadly Resupply as your bonus ability. You lose 10% accuracy, you won't feel it. You gain 2 seconds of AoE duration, that means more freeze, 400 AoE scale, bigger freeze, plus 60 freeze affliction. You're going to be freezing a lot more. When you're done with this build, it's going to be 100% of the time you're going to be freezing. On top of that, you're going to gain the 25% weapon damage if they're afflicted by freeze, burn, or stumble, which is going to be 100% of the time. So you're always getting that 25% increased weapon damage. Additionally, if you're hitting a big boss or a mini boss, you're going to get an additional 20%. That's 45% weapon damage. You gain an additional 50% damage. Come on, that's 95% damage. Minus 100% knockback affliction. You won't feel it, I promise you. It doesn't matter because you'll be freezing them. Bonus ability, 33% chance to return 1 round to the magazine on kill shot. This will get larger. You want this, I promise you. Next, you want to pick up the extended barrel, specifically Deadly Resupply. You see where I'm going here? The bonus ability, 33% chance to return 1 round of the magazine on kill shot. You already have the 33% on the ammo. That's an additional 66% in total to return your round, meaning you won't have to reload. You gain 30% accuracy, minus 35% handling, you won't feel it, and 100% projectile speed. No brainer, pick it up. Plus the additional 25% weapon damage because they're afflicted, who cares? You want to pick up the red dot sight. You want combat coordination. Red dot sight improves recoil and sight clarity. You get 10% accuracy, minus 5 recoil, and plus 5 zoom critical damage. If you wanted to use this gun while aiming in the whole time just for that additional 5% crit damage, you can. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I promise you, it won't make a difference. You're already getting 160% weapon damage because of the skills, and on top of the bonus abilities, you're getting an additional 5%, 6%. As you can see, bonus ability, 3% bonus damage when within a teammate. That stacks with the other one. Next, you want to pick up the 8-round cylinder. You specifically want the Deadly Resupply. Originally, we were at 66%. Now we're at 99%, meaning every time you kill something with this gun, you're gonna get guaranteed to retrieve your magazine, so you're never gonna have to reload. It won't ever be an issue. Not only that, you're also gaining +8 mag size, which is good, and you can shoot more. Minus 10% handling, you won't feel it, and minus 6% reload speed. It will not matter because you won't have to reload. I promise you. Next, you want to pick up the Affliction Amplifier. You specifically want Boss Bash Team Up, because if you're playing Hell on Earth, whenever it goes to the boss wave, you're going to be running and kiting with your team. And if you're not, then you're doing it wrong. Simple as that. 200% afflictions. You already get that 60% or the plus 60, so that's 260 afflictions for freeze. Not only that, you're also getting the whole 110%, 165% worth of damage, because your whole class for Sharpshooter is based around freezing. Like, that's a no-brainer. You have the build, go use it, go protect your team, and I promise you, games will be a lot more easier if you use this Mr. Freeze build, just like the Firebug build. I gave you the build, now just go try it out. Huge thanks for all the love on the Firebug video and short. Seriously, it means the world. I've got content cooking, just taking my sweet time editing. You know how it is. In the meantime, I'm live on Twitch and YouTube, streaming a mix of games. Come hang out, chat, or just vibe. And hey, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss what's next. Catch you later.